Liberum are Frontier's official stockbroker. It's a company, Liberum, Liberum. They're a British company. They're the stockbroker, and they publish the report of the company's performance. Their latest report was just issued with these interesting tidbits pertaining to Elite Dangerous. Number one, there's an estimated 500,000, 500,000 distinct active accounts with monthly activity. What does that mean? That means in the last month, there are 500,000 accounts that have signed in at least one. Now, that doesn't mean there's 500,000 players. It could be one player with 4 accounts, but they've logged into all of those 4 accounts in the last 30 days. There's no way that Frontier can know, how many people have multiple accounts or this, that, and the other. But what they can show is this many distinct accounts have logged on. That's a good number, man. For all of the shit that people, because there are people out there, there are the Yamexes and the fucking, the pilot lately, he's been a little better than before. He was super negative for a bit, but he's been a little better. But there are the Yamexes out there that will be like, this game is dead, maintenance mode, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, fuck off, dude. You can see from the numbers that they're doing really well. Now, here's a point to take in. That 500,000 does not even include any of the 8 million Epic accounts that just sort of started up as of within the last month or whatever, when they had that Epic free thing. Now, Liberum view the prospective player base in 4 categories: active accounts, inactive/lapsed accounts, Epic accounts, and new accounts. Now, new means just somebody brand new that they expect to sign up in the next, whatever, like somebody tomorrow that signs up. That's a new account. They don't include the Epic in the active. So that 500,000 could be 1 million for all we know. It could be much greater because they're not including the Epic accounts. Liberum estimates that there will be 1 million copies of Odyssey sold within the first year on PC and console combined. Those 2, which is okay, cool. That's good. That's decent money. Alongside the headline features of exploration, planet tech, social hubs, and FPS, they were also touting, and this is a quote, the return of much beloved aspects of the game. Now, a lot of people have made a lot of speculations, and people get themselves all twisted up. Oh my God, this is huge. This is whatever. I think what you're seeing there when they say the return of much beloved aspects is, I think we're gonna see a return of the Thargoids with new something happening there. I don't think we're gonna get that right on Odyssey launch. I think they're smart, and I think they are. They'll do it the way they've done it before with, if you look at the way that the Guardians and the Thargoids came in on the previous Elite Dangerous, it was like a while after the release, it just randomly happened at a point and the story sort of progresses. I think they'll do the same with the Thargoid. But what have we already seen return? Well, what we've already seen returned is GALNET and CGs. And I think they're doing well with both. I think those are much beloved things that have returned. Now, you could say, oh, I'm missing the point entirely and there's new something else returning after Odyssey drops. Maybe, I don't know. But keep in mind, these guys are the stockbrokers that work for Frontier. And I think they're sort of touting things. They're trying to up as much as they can to like a real estate agent. Isn't this, the light in here is amazing, and look at this floor plan, it's so great. They're selling, and that's their job. It's fair. But just, I think, understand that for what it is. In addition, they said there was also some commentary about making it easier to fly. Let me just say this. If they're going to add in some dumbing down of the flight mechanics of Elite Dangerous, please, please, please make it an optional thing for the new players if you have to do it, but do not fuck with the amazing flight model that exists right now in Elite. If they shit on the flight model, and I don't think they will alienate their entire player base. Love the phenomenal flight model that is in Elite Dangerous now. The flight model in Star Citizen is better than what we've seen in Elite thus far with regard to atmospheric flight only. Despite the fact that Star Citizen has all that extra money and is the bigger project or whatever, I tell you right now, I've played them both. I love them both. I say without reservation, the flight model in Elite Dangerous beats the shit out of the flight model in Star Citizen in space. It's phenomenal. It deserves love and respect. Don't fuck with it. If you need to do some little stuff, you do your little stuff on the side, but I don't think there's any reason to fear that they're going to fuck up the phenomenal, beautiful golden egg goose that laid the golden egg that they have right now. We got Roy, then Tweaked. Go for it, Roy.
Any claims you're going to see from a stockbroker about a publicly held company, especially one that they're linked to, so they have some liability if they say wrong things. I think that aside from the very specific things they've said, where they've said, touting the return of this or making flight easier, those are going to be very thin statements, meaning there may have been exploration with Planet Tech 1, 2, 3, 4. There was probably 5 things, and they said, no, we're going to say 4 things, and then the 5th one, we're going to be more vague about it, because then it can sound bigger than it is, but it's still legally correct. I think the return of much beloved aspects of the game could be something as simple as, in the last version of Elite, you could land on a planet, land on any kind of planet. And this could be, now we're expanding the number of planets you can land on. It could be something as thin as that. I think the comment about the making the flight easier, I agree with what Burr said about it's probably the docking computer on landing on the planet. I wouldn't get too worried about it being a complete revamp of anything, given how conservatively stockbrokers are likely to talk about something where they could get in serious trouble if they overpromise something.
Fair point. Tweet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I totally agree with you, Kai, and I would hope to God that FDEV realizes that the flight model that they have is what really attracts most of us to this game day in and day out. And to change that would be criminal. That being said, with what they showed on that gameplay video and the interview afterwards, and Burr had it on his video, where you can now, instead of flying around trying to find a level spot to land your ship, you can push a button and it'll do it for you. That's easier. That's easier, and I can deal with that. So if that's all it is, then that's fine. But I don't want them to make my flying any easier than it already is.
In fairness, and I love Burr. I love Burr. I love Marini. I love the Burr Pit. I love their content. I think they got it wrong on this one. I think that it's not that you can just auto land on any planet. We have to, it remains to be seen. We'll have to see. But I think that they were taking that off of the wrong assumption that what they saw in that gameplay video was Art landing in the dirt. Art was landing in the dirt, correct, but at an officially designated landing pad, as Arson so properly pointed out last week.
At the end of the video, you saw him landing at the escape route. That wasn't a pad, and he did something funky there with a auto landing kind of thing.
We'll see. I don't buy it yet. We'll see.
I think you're both wrong, and you're both right. So he mentioned in the video, that the landing he did in the dirt at the end he kind of was bragging like that was under his control. But in the stream afterwards, Gareth, what I took from what Gareth said was that you can land in the dirt with the auto dock. That it doesn't have to be a pad. That's what I took from that. So I think, yeah.
We'll see. March 29th, we'll know for sure. But for now, we'll see. All right. That takes us to, there was commentary about, the last thing I want to point out about that is everything that I just talked about. There was a phenomenal breakdown on Reddit of the Liberum Report. And I also am posting a link to the raw report of Liberum. I'm going to warn you, it's behind a paywall. So you can go for free and read the Reddit breakdown that they did of, here's the highlights of the thing, that Stuart GT and his boys over at the Reddit did. Or if you want to pony up the dollars or already have access for whatever reason to British stockholder report stuffs, there's the raw link. You can go and read the thing and see for yourself on the whole thing.